Hi everyone. This is the first part of a series of videos that's going to show you how to style a form. This form is a login form. So here it is over here. This is kind of be, the finished product right here. So the only thing that might be different from yours is you might use a different font or different colors, but it's pretty much going to look like this. On the left-hand side, we have our web page down here, and it is linked to a style sheet. Here's a style sheet up here. There's no styles in the style sheet. Right now, all we have is one big comment that kind of is like a list of things I want to do just so I can keep track of it. All we're doing in this video is making the form. We're not going to start styling it yet. Just, so we can make the form. Now, the first thing you need to make a form is the form element. Form. And the form element takes two important attributes. The first one is method. And the method could either be get or post. And what get does is it shows the information when you submit the form. Post hides it. So we probably want to use post, because we don't want to show off our username and password. And then the other attribute, well, we need to tell it where to send the information. Otherwise, it doesn't know where to send it to. So action, and I'm going to paste in a URL, is just a web page on my website that will show what was in the form when you hit submit. That's all this page does. You send it the information and it shows it. Like if I came over here and I typed in some stuff, I hit login. So here it is, handle form submission.php, and this one's using get. I'm not using post here. We typed in Sandman and some gibberish for the password, and then this is what the action is doing. It's sending it here. Okay, gibberish. All right, so inside the form, we need to add a label, an input, another label, an input, and a third input. I'll start by making all the inputs first. Alright? And then we'll go over here so you can see how as we go. So the first input is for the username. This guy. So this needs to be a text input, so you can, text you type in. So input, type, text. And then this input, in order to send information through, you need to have an ID. Oops. So the ID is going to be, whatever this is. So this is a username, so we'll type in username. And then the name of it is also going to be username. Okay? Alright. So that's this input box. It's a text input. That's for the username. For the next input, so let me just paste. This one will be the password. So instead of a text, it's a password type. You type up here, it shows dots. And then the ID for this, we're just going to call it pass, and the name, we'll just use pass also. And then the last input, the type is going to be submit button. And we don't need an ID or a name because we're not sending any information with the submit button. What we do need is to change it from saying submit, see it says submit here by default, we want it to say login. So the way we do that, type value, and whatever we want it to be, whatever text we want to show up in the button, we type here. Alright, so there's our inputs. And that makes, do that, okay. Now we need these labels here. See, with the label, if you click on one, it puts the cursor in, whatever the box is. So that's what we want. We want it so that when you click on the text, the cursor jumps into the appropriate box. All right, so let's see. So we do label, and we're gonna call this one username. Put the colon there. And you just copy that. And then this one, we're going to call it password. I'm going to space them out a little bit so you can kind of see. So here's the first, the second, and the third thing. All right, so to connect them, whatever the ID is, so the ID here is username. For the label, you type in for, and anyway, so this will connect to this ID. See over here, if I click this, it puts the cursor in there. Beautiful. And I'm going to do the same thing for this guy. For this time, the ID is pass, so I type pass. All right. So here is this form. We have our labels, our inputs, and what we want is for the username, the password, and the login submit button to all be on, their own lines. The way we accomplish this is we put div tags around each of these three things. So like right here, so we do div, and I'll put the closing div here. I didn't get it. Alright, whatever. I'll type it there. And I'm going to tab these guys over just so it looks nice and neat. Div. There we go. Div. And I'll tab these guys over. That's nice and neat. Div. There. Okay. Space it out. And now they're all on their own line. So that's great. What else do we have to do for this? Let's test it. If we hit login, it sends through, by post. The stuff goes through great. All right. Let's see. There we go. All right. What else do we have to do for this form? I think that's about it. Yeah. All right. So let's move on to the next stuff. See you in the next step.